Before we get into your reading, I'd like to start by thanking everyone who has liked and commented on the videos, as well as subscribed and donated to my channel. I really appreciate it, you guys. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can find all of my contact information, including my email and social media links, as well as links to my music and podcast in the description below this video. Okay, let's get into your reading. What do we have for Aries? Temperance, Sag energy at the foundation. Aries, I'm getting this very balanced energy from you. It's an energy of focus. Now, you could be currently in this energy, or this is an energy you are focusing on bringing in to your current reality, but this is for a specific reason. There's something taking place in your foundation, the stability of your life, right here at the root chakra. So this can represent relationships, whether they're romantic, family relationships. It can also represent your career. But whatever this is here, you're understanding that there's a need for balance, a need for calm, to be able to navigate yourself through whatever this particular circumstance is in your life. I think you're starting to really understand, Aries, that it's your reaction to this particular energy which re-engages you in some sort of harm. And I feel like it's harm to the overall quality of your life. For a lot of you, this is somebody that keeps trying to work their way back into your life, weasel their way back in, quite possibly by acting like they support you and what you're doing, something like this. But it's a tactic, and you know this. And you're starting to really understand that the only way to peacefully navigate this situation is to remain very unaffected, very balanced. What do we have at the sacral? And whenever I see this Temperance card, right, I always focus on the exploding volcano and how balanced you are right here, unaffected, back to the chaos. It's like representative of a child that's crying and whining and demanding something and stomping their foot on the ground. And here you are, just perfectly balanced, unaffected by this child's antics. It's like when you're in a grocery store or some department store, and every single one of us has experienced this at some point in time. You see a parent and their child, let's just say for the sake of example, a mother, and they've got their 4, 5, 6-year-old screaming and crying, and you see the mother grab the child by the arm and really lay into that kid, you better be quiet, otherwise you're not going to get this or that, and just really reacts in a negative way to the child's behavior. The kid starts screaming louder. Everything just turns up. But every now and then, and boy, I could probably count on one hand how many times I've seen this, you get a parent who is very calm and is able to diffuse the situation in a very calm manner with the child. And the energy starts to settle. This is what I'm getting here from you, Aries. You are starting to really harness the ability to diffuse very chaotic situations that are either in your life or trying to re-engage themselves back into your life. What do we have at the sacral? Okay. We're going to go ahead and take both of these. 7 of Cups, Scorpio energy at the sacral. Wow. Ace of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy at the solar plexus. And the reason why you're able to do this, Aries, is because you're starting to see that it's a good old-fashioned game of smoke and mirrors. Whoever this individual is, for a lot of you, this is an ex. For some of you, this is a parent. Actually, I'm hearing all sorts of stuff. Okay, so I just heard an ex, a parent, a childhood friend, and a boss. Sibling as well. But this is somebody who thinks they really know you and know how to get to you, Aries. This is somebody here who's utilized the same tactics over and over and over again, and they think they'll be able to get away with it again, whatever this is representing in your life. But there's an energy here of some sort of hoodwinking and bamboozling as a means to get what they want from you. There's an energy here that I feel is trying to create some sort of diversion in your life. If it's an ex, they're using some sort of form of temptation. If it's a friend, they're using a form of escapism or indulgence. Quite possibly a friend that maybe you used to drink with, or, I don't know, used to hang out with and just get involved in all sorts of low vibrational affairs. And we've all been a part of this. It's just an energy of somebody who's a negative influence is really what it comes down to when it comes to the friend. And if this is a parent, it's a parent that is really starting to see you develop in ways that they never have. They feel threatened by you. Your growth, no matter how old you are, you could be younger, you could be older, doesn't even matter, is threatening. And the reason why it's threatening is because it's of the spiritual kind. For some reason, people feel very threatened by people who are able to elevate themselves spiritually. And I suppose it's because there's a level of not being able to understand all the details about a spiritual awakening in somebody's life. It can be kind of alienating. Actually, it's completely alienating, let's face it. Because a lot of the times, these spiritual awakenings, they're all connected to truths that we're seeing around people in our life. And the action that must be taken is an action of alienation. You're separating yourself from these individuals, and you're doing it by way of tactics that they don't understand. And this is the only way you are able to actually do this, is by waking up to your divinity. I just felt a little bit of sadness while I was saying that. I was really thinking about what I was saying because I've never actually compartmentalized it the way I just did in that moment, which is the beauty of these channelings, because most of the time I don't know what I'm going to speak about until I start speaking. So I'm receiving these messages at the same time as all of you. I'm really just a messenger. I'm just a mouthpiece for a divine channel that needs to come through to you, Aries. Now, I'm not an Aries. I have some Aries placements, but I definitely resonate highly with the energy because I'm a Scorpio, so it's that Mars energy. So I very much understand this, and there's something quite beautiful taking place in your life, Aries, and it all has to do with this truth that is starting to be illuminated surrounding your life. This is the energy of an ascension, and you seeing how people around you are really squirming because of this, because they don't understand. And it's not that they want to even try and understand. They just feel threatened and want to stop it from taking place. Why would anybody want to stop somebody else from becoming the best version of themselves they can possibly be? Because, Aries, it forces people to have to look in the mirror at themselves and what might possibly be unhealed about them. And, you know, people just don't want to do this kind of work on themselves. They would rather just go through their life wounded and unhealed. But when you live a life like this is how society wants you to live, living inside the matrix. They want you to just numb yourself, run your life out, and then you're gone. They don't want people to wake up spiritually. If the matrix could wipe the existence of spirituality off the face of the planet, they would. Because it's just one more thing that threatens their mechanism of control over our life. But whatever the case, Aries, what I'm speaking about here is just a macro version of what you're dealing with in your own life. There's this mechanism of control that's showing up in the individuals around you that truly do not want to see you be the best you can possibly be. This is what you're starting to understand now with this Ace of Swords at the solar plexus. As you're grabbing on to this victory in your life, the victory of illumination, the victory of truth, the victory of understanding the energy that surrounds you and the people that have been on your path, the understanding of knowing that your life has been filled with obstacles, energies that have tried to derail you off of your destined path. And you also understand that these energies show up in those closest to you. This is one of the sad realities that we have to face and understand in the midst of a spiritual awakening. But what I'm getting from you, Aries, going back to this Temperance at the foundation of the reading, is you understanding this and more or less keeping it to yourself. And this is what's allowing you to break out of this particular matrix in your individual life. We all have our own little matrix that we must overcome. And it's quite easy if you can keep your focus on your purpose. Sounds easy enough, right? Sure. But the problem is, Aries, we have to live a reality in a world full of distractions. This is how they get us. But I also feel that you are starting to understand this now, and you're able to navigate in a much more unaffected manner. You see the distractions all around you. You understand what's taking place, and you're just moving in a very balanced, meaningful kind of energy. You can't be swayed, is what it comes down to, Aries. This is an energy of complete and utter mental strength and power, raw power. You understand clearly how the mechanisms of control are working in your individual life and the world around us. What's taking place in the world around you, Aries, is just a macro version to what you're dealing with in your own life, which is the micro version. There's a lot of confidence here, Aries. Two of Cups at the heart, Cancer energy. It becomes easier to navigate inside this energy, Aries, once you start to see the reflection of your true nature. And this is made possible by really stepping into your power and harnessing this energy of self-confidence and really going after your true heart's desires, no matter what. If anybody stands in your way, this is an energy that you are now able to overcome because you understand that anybody who would want to stop you from being on this path is not for your highest good. In fact, some would call that an enemy. I personally would. Yes, some people, most people, are uneducated when it comes to having spiritual awakenings and ascending. So some people just don't know the harm that they're causing in another's life by trying to hold them back. But it's not up to you to try and educate these people, Aries. The best thing you can do is lead by example. But in saying that, I feel that most of the people who are guilty of just not knowing, they're just unawoken spiritually, so they don't understand how this works. I feel that it's going to be authority figures, the people who haven't done the work on themselves and have wasted a lot of their time on this planet. See, we want to get to this healing as soon as possible. And what I mean by that is healing these childhood wounds or doing this shadow work overcoming generational trauma and generational karma. We want to get that out of the way as soon as possible so we can just start living our best life. And I can truly speak on that from experience because I didn't start to do all that until much later in my life. So everything I pretty much did before that was just wasted time. But it was a part of my path, so I can now try and speak to others about getting this out of the way as soon as possible so you can enjoy a good portion of your life and not have it be wasted to unhealed traumas that are really holding you back and keeping you from your destined path. What do we have at the throat? Emperor in reverse, Aries energy at the throat. Now this is very interesting, Aries, because the Emperor is your energy. But what we have here is the Emperor in reverse. So what I'm picking up, this is an energy here of people wanting to bring the absolute worst low vibrational traits out of you, Aries. So they have something to use against you. This is always a very clear indication of the ulterior motives that people have concerning you. Have you ever been around somebody and you say to yourself, God, that person brings out the absolute worst in me? Yes, you have. I know you have. I heard a bunch of you just say yes. I personally have. Ask yourself, why would anybody purposely want to bring out the worst in you? It's to keep you from being your best. It's to have something to hold over you. It's a mechanism of control. They know what you're capable of, so they're attacking you with the polar opposite energy, trying to keep you in your low vibrational Aries energy, reactive, angry, immature, egoic. So in this reading here, Aries, I feel like you have an energy that's chasing you. And the energy that's chasing you is a reflection of the lowest vibration of yourself. Interesting. And it's showing up in the people from your past or the people that you're trying to get away from. What do we have at the third eye? 9 of Wands, Sag energy at the third eye. Oh, you definitely understand this now. You're starting to see the mechanisms of control in your life. Here you are trying to exit a karmic cycle, and it's like your entire reality comes online. It's like you're in the movie The Matrix. Everybody around you is watching you. Everybody feels you making some sort of big change. So they're all trying to arrange things in your reality to stop you. This is how the devil works, Aries. As soon as the devil gets hip to what you're trying to do, the movements you're trying to make, he'll use the matrix and try and close in on you. But as long as you remember who you are and move without fear, you cannot be touched. The devil is not allowed to touch you. You ever think about that? If the devil wants us so bad, why doesn't he just come and get us, right? Just come and wipe us out. Because he can't. All the devil can do is try and set traps for us. And the devil will do that by trying to get you to self-sabotage. So the devil will use the people in your life to do his bidding. So as long as you move, Aries, without fear and the awareness of what's taking place, and not allow yourself to be hoodwinked and bamboozled, you will not lose. Keep pushing forward despite anything that they put on your path, and you will get to where you're going to. Nothing can hurt you. Nothing can stop you. The only person that can stop you is yourself. What do we have at the crown? Hangman, Pisces energy at the crown. This is you now having this light bulb moment, understanding what it is we're channeling through for you in this reading. We're getting some very deep, rather profound messages here. You're starting to get a better understanding of how this all works. It's like a game. It's like you're Neo, male or female. But you must let go. Let go of everything that doesn't serve you. You hold a great purpose inside of you, Aries. Whatever it is you're supposed to be doing inside the collective, you're all going to be different out there. It's needed. You're meant to be in a very specific location, an allocated position, let's say, at some point in your lifetime. So all the events leading up to that crossover point, whatever it is divine in nature. So every step you take must be done with precision underneath this divine guidance. It's the devil's purpose to stop each one of you from taking one more step on that divine path towards that crossover moment, that crossover point, whenever it may be. That's your purpose. That's where you're supposed to be. So the divine's going to align you with situations, events in your life to make sure that you're where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. There's something much bigger at play here, Aries. What do we have at the foundation from the Occult Tarot, please? Wow. The Tower, Visago, Aries, that is your energy. Further detailing everything I've been picking up in this reading. This is this energy trying to stop this, trying to stop you from transforming, trying to stop you from moving away from them, stepping into this alignment, stepping onto this path. This is a wake-up call here. This is you letting go of everything that doesn't serve your highest good, Aries. This is bad news for the opposing energies. They're trying to avert this major disaster that's all connected to this, a disaster in their lives. The exposure, the disgrace, the ruin. It's all a part of you stepping into your power. This is when the scales balance in your favor. They know this. They might not be able to articulate this, but there's a deep knowing. There's something inside of them. It's that possession. What do we have at the sacral? Eight of Cups. Pisces energy, Vepar at the sacral. This is you retreating, moving on from these energies. Overcoming these illusions, Seven of Cups. Harnessing this passion and creativity in your life. Optimism. This is the key. The key is hope. This is what brings down the entire mechanism of control that's been working in your life, Aries. It's literally just an illusion. It's an old, outdated program that's just been running over and over and over again. And you see right through it now. What do we have at the solar plexus? These energies will one day hear about you in your power. Ace of Wands, Azazel. Here they are, looking in this mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? Aries. The moment they realize you've truly stepped into your power and escaped their grasp, their world comes crumbling down. That the obstacles and delays they tried to bring into your life no longer work. You see right through all of it now. Ace of Wands energy at the solar plexus. The self-sabotage, running out your life clock, trying to go unnoticed, make it seem like you're the one who's just sabotaging yourself. Sure, by entertaining these energies any further, once you have the truth illuminated to you, most definitely is an energy of sabotage. But up until this point, up until the point of illumination, up until the point that you become aware of the truth of what's been taking place, it wasn't your fault. You just didn't know. You didn't know any better. Who would? No one would. What do we have at the heart? Hagenti, luxury. Queen of Pentacles energy, red as a reversal. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. It's a very self-centered, greedy person. Very envious as well. They'd rather put their energy into sabotaging you or getting you to sabotage yourself than to empower you. For some of you, this is parents, which is, I know that all too well. It's real sad when that happens, but this is why you're being chosen for this path, Aries, because you're going to change this. For some of you, it's just people you have around you that don't support you. It's going to be different for all of you out there. But there is an opportunity here that you have to change all this and turn it around. Be a beacon of hope for others moving forward. Right underneath that Two of Cups at the heart. Beacon of hope. And then we have Mihail. Libra, Taurus, Venusian energy, fertility and fruitfulness, which is the Empress. And now as we enter into the outcome, we start to see that you'll be building a life of abundance, growth in all sectors. You also controlling your shadow side, right? It's like here's this person giving some water to the snake. It's like they're friends, right? Controlling the darkness is what I'm getting here. No fear. Very controlled, powerful energy. Empress is also all the queens in one. It is the most beautiful card in the tarot. Male or female, it doesn't matter. It's really it, Aries. It's very beautiful, very abundant. This is an energy that represents everything flourishing in your life without resistance. What do we have to throw, please? Three of Wands. Aries, that is your energy. Setael, the god of hope, construction of the universe, help with great works, protection from adversaries. This is an energy of expansion. It's an energy of you really being in this leadership position in your life now, which is so interesting because it's right underneath this Emperor in reverse. So this represents you now turning the energies back around. You're functioning in your highest vibration, and you're under divine guidance. You don't even need sight to see. The divine is guiding you. You're on path. You're in your allocated position. You're right on time. What do we have at the third eye, please? High Priestess, Ilahia, Pisces energy at the third eye. God, the eternal lasting. Success, protection from magistrates. Under divine guidance is exactly right here at the third eye position. You pushed forward, despite any of these setbacks. And now on the other side of this, you're a true high priest or high priestess. Because you've been listening to your higher guidance, you trust yourself and the guidance you get intuitively to help navigate you. What do we have at the crown? The Hermit. Virgo energy at the crown to close out the reading. Ibamia. Word of God creating all. Alchemy and transformation. Rules natural events. Helps with spiritual progress. Very, very powerful energy we have here, Aries. Again, this is focusing on this inner guidance. You allowing the divine to guide you, the higher power to guide you. And you start to build this life of abundance and happiness that's flourishing in many sectors with ease. See, when you're functioning inside of that allocated position, or you're on path, you've just calibrated to your higher self, so you're under this energy of guidance. The divine is arranging things for you, helping you clean up areas of your life that have become disarrayed by living inside of the matrix. And yes, we still have to live inside the matrix, but we can navigate it with ease in a very organized fashion. But once you get back under this energy of divine guidance, everything in your life just starts to smooth out. And I speak from experience here. My life was just a complete mess. And for the last few years, before I had this major spiritual awakening, there wasn't really anything I was doing wrong. So it was very peculiar to me why I couldn't get things right. And then I started to realize it was my environments. It was the people I had around me. It was the company that I kept. We always hear about that. I always heard about that. Oh, it's the company you keep. But until I started to actually notice a tremendous lack of growth and development in my own life, and had tried everything to try and resolve it, it was the only thing left to focus on. The people I had around me, my environments. So I started to change everything, exit myself from people's lives, disconnect, and voila. And almost overnight, Aries, my life made a complete turnaround. Even now, when I look back at when all that took place, it's still, there really is just an element of magic to it all. Because there was divine intervention, helped me, guided me out of it. This is the exact same energy that I'm getting here for you, Aries. So however this energy shows up for you, you just need to keep pushing forward. No fear. Don't allow anybody to tell you who you are and who you are not and what you should and shouldn't be doing, because you know where you're supposed to be going. And remember, there's a very specific allocated position where you're supposed to be at some point in your life. So to assure that you arrive on time for the divine, you need to move in power, move in confidence, and keep going after those heart's desires. That inner calling is what gets you there. It's all connected. Aries, this is the energy that's available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you would like a personal reading, all that information can be found in the description below. And thank you for your donations, Aries. Take care.